my gosh. Is it me or is there something unusual going on? Could it be? Is it possible? Has another year passed already? Oh yes. It's back and we're back at Wondercon. Literally walking distance from Disneyland. It's like the Comic-Con of Anaheim or Orange County. And it gets bigger and bigger every year. And smaller and smaller. Look at all these Jawas. Actually, look at all this everything. I haven't even been inside yet and I'm already overstimulated. Look, Deadpool's taking selfies. Batman is out here keeping the peace. Characters of every size, shape, and description are walking around out here. I am already highly overstimulated. I could literally just stand outside and watch all this chaos all day. But I know there's a lot more to see inside, so I better break free now. Oh my goodness. Would you look at the size of this event? It just keeps growing and growing. And this year I see even more cosplay than ever. Some of it basic and some of it absolutely mind-boggling. Dude, look at that. That's amazing. Brack! There's a Brack! Dude, people make this stuff. All I can make is a mess. There's so much talent and creativity on display. And this is just the lobby. I can't wait to get inside. Oh. A convention floor. Look at the size of it. It's like the warehouse from the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's huge. And I just never know where to get started. This year's visit is so spur of the moment and impromptu that I have even less of a plan than normal. Dude, whoa, look at this. Kind of hard to see with all the reflection on the glass. But the DC Comics booth has put all the Batman masks from the movies on display. And look at this one. It's one of the masks from Batman Returns. Michael Keaton Batman. Tim Burton Batman. Dude, that is awesome. Of course, the big thing that DC is pushing at the moment is Shazam, so they have that costume in here as well. People have been getting a lot of fun pics with this thing, but I am way more impressed by the Bat masks. It is epic. You can see the material they're made out of doesn't age all that well, so no wonder Batman needs to upgrade his suit so often. Whew, it was like a madhouse in there. So anyway, that was the DC booth, or as much of it as we could see with the crowd. DC Comics, of course, being one of the main comic book publishers. Perhaps the only other publisher as big and well known is Marvel. And I've got to admit that DC and Marvel was sort of the extent of my comic book universe knowledge for a long time. But in coming to events like these, I learned, as you can very easily see yourselves, it's a whole lot bigger than just that. And the whole Comic-Con thing has gone well beyond just comic books and the comic book universe. It is now much more about just fandom in general. You can see almost anything out here. Movie fans, animation fans, comic book fans, gamers, fantasy lovers, artists of every description. They all come together in events like this and sort of harmonize and gel. And have gone from comic book fans' paradise to having something for everyone. Oh my gosh, look at these Legos! Look at the size of them! All those minifigures? Uh-oh, one of them got left behind the group. Dude, that is incredible. That's amazing. Holy moly. See, what I tell you, you never know what you're gonna see out here. I always feel obligated to tell everyone that I don't know that much about comic books. Although I am trying to rectify that. I got a giant stack of X-Men comics I'm going through at the moment. There were just always so many different kinds and so many different titles. I always sort of felt like, where do you start? And even when it came to comics I was interested in, like Batman or X-Men, I always felt like I was jumping in halfway through all the stories. Thank goodness nowadays you don't have to hunt down every issue if you don't want to. Most of the old comics are published in book volumes now, that's the way I want to read through them, you know? And that way I can sort of find out what's going on from the beginning. Oh, look at this. Teenage Confidential Confessions. Scandal. I love coming to these things and seeing comic books I've never seen before, like this Welcome Back Kotter comic. Okay, that's weird. Not only are there so many superheroes that I've never heard of before, but I love finding out about all the weird, just random stuff. Like this, Kid Colt. outlaw. Or the son of Satan. Don't let your priest catch you with that one. Or how about this? Modeling with Millie. Or swing with Scooter. Some of these look like they're straight up just Mad Men comics. There's just so many, and they keep on making them. Now again, I must tell you, I am interested in comic books, but comic books aren't my true passion. What I'm much more interested in when I come here are the vintage toys. Oh, see, now this stuff I can get behind. I'm always keeping my eyes open for them because they can pop up at any booth. Ooh. See, this is pretty good stuff. With Star Wars, I only collect pre-1985, but I still like looking at all of it. As a matter of fact, I like looking at any action figure, even stuff I'm not a huge fan of. I am always interested in checking out the toys. Oh, let's see here. Oh, we seem to have wandered into unfamiliar territory now. A lot of authors and publishers I have never heard of before. See, I told you, they keep making new ones. There's even Christian comics out here. Ooh, Bible Force. Oh, and then across the hallway, they've got all kinds of monster comics here. Lady Frankenstein, supered up monster kids. I thought that said screwed up monster kids at first. Supered up. Wow, a lot of super talented artists and illustrators out here too. I was just thinking they should have these conventions a little closer to Christmas time. I could do all my Christmas shopping in one spot. All right, we are now leaving the comic hall and going into a much more fruitful looking area for what I'm after. The toys. Oh, yes. Yes. The vintage AT-AT, the vintage Imperial shuttle. Oh man, I spy so much vintage Star Wars stuff in here that I would like to own. Man, there's no such thing as too much pre-1985 Star Wars stuff. But it's not just Star Wars, look at that. It's the vintage party wagon still in the box. One of my favorite toys ever. They've even got the figures, vintage turtles galore. And check it out, my favorite childhood Batman figure. Seeing some of the stuff here just gives me the same feeling I would have got walking through the aisles of Toys R Us back in the early 90s. And it's not just the toys. They even have the video games from my childhood on display. I could use a new NES system. Whoa, it is a lot more crowded in here than I remember it being last year. I want to get frustrated, but then I remember San Diego Comic-Con, and I still feel grateful to be here. As a matter of fact, if you're wondering how it stacks up to the famous San Diego Comic-Con, I gotta tell you, personally, the entire time I was there, I just kept thinking, I could see all this at Wondercon with way less crowds. Uh-oh. I see a little Star Wars. I sense the presence of the 501st Legion. That infamous group of Star Wars stormtroopers and reenactors famous the world over. At this point, probably the best known reenactment group in the world. They've got a pretty good booth set up here, but I've got to tell you, it is nothing compared to their smaller, younger cousin, the Rebel Legion. Look what they've done. Look at their booth. Look at this photo opportunity. That's insane. Look at the size of it. The Endor shield generator bunker. Wow, look at the detail on this thing. This is incredible. I want this. No, the lights are on. I'm afraid the shield will be quite operational when your friends arrive. Heck yes. Heck yes. I want that in my backyard. I guess first I need a backyard. Look at it. It's all built with wood and paint and imagination. Impressive. Most impressive. Speaking of impressive, it doesn't end there. Look at this. It's BB-8 just rolling around the convention floor, following all the ladies. That wacky little droid, when will he learn, right? Right. Hello, BB-8. Anything to say to our viewers? He either said he loves you all or get the heck out of my face. Couldn't tell. Oh, wow. Look at this. It turns out BB-8 is not alone. There are more droids here than you can shake a stick at. And I'd prove it to you, but I can't find my stick. This is all the work of my favorite dudes, the R2 Builders Club. And they build these droids from scratch. They're so detailed and so efficient and so highly functional now that in the new Star Wars movies they have often used droids built by this club. I mean, how insane is that? They went from super fans to actual movie prop makers. That will never cease to impress me. Just look at that. Just look at it. How can you not be inspired when you see R2-D2 cruising through the convention, huh? That is amazing. I would way rather have one of those than a dog. Oh, of course, let's not forget that there's also a Wall-E Builders Club that build fully functional replicas as well. And these things are flipping impressive when they're turned on. What'd you think of my impersonation, huh? Hold still if you liked it. Okay. Wow, that is so cool. Man, you just never know who you're gonna bump into out here. You know what I never see though? I never see C-3POs. I really need to find a C-3PO willing to go out with me to Death Valley. Maybe bring his buddy R2 along, huh? Ooh, now look at this. It's the anime mystery box. This means very little to me. But Allie and some of her friends would probably love getting one of these in the mail. Man, there's just so many rabbit holes you can go down these days. I barely know what I'm talking about when it comes to American comics and animation and movies. I don't know if my brain could handle adding anime to the mix. What in the world is a Doki Doki? What is that? Let's look at this. Look at all these anime figures. I'm trying to see out of all these, how many do I recognize? I think this one's called Naruto, or has something to do with Naruto, right? And that back there, that's Jack Skellington. I know him. And this is Colonel Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist, I think. Oh, and there's the Full Metal Alchemist himself. I know those because of Allie. But as for most of the rest of this stuff, or actually all of the rest of this stuff, I have no idea what I'm looking at. It's the same with all the mecha stuff and all the Japanese monster movies, Godzilla and the like. I never got super into it. Where do people find the time? I barely finished any of the Marvel movies and I've been trying to get through them all. I just barely got done with Winter Soldier. Oh, speaking of Marvel movies. Look at this. Look at this freaking Iron Man right here. That is amazing. Wow. I would ask if you built this, but of course you did. You're Tony Stark. And look at that, you got Weapon X with you, sitting down over there drinking a Diet Pepsi. I didn't know Wolverine drank Diet Pepsi. Oh, it makes him cranky. It makes him careful, Tony. Careful. The X-Men I know a fair amount about. I loved the old animated show, and I've delved somewhat into the comics. If I'm being completely honest, I was not a huge fan of the movie adaptation, except for Logan, which I have seen, and I love. Oh my gosh, it's Coochie Kobe from Bob's Burgers, and it's squishy. That is amazing. Louise is going to be psyched. Speaking of, that reminds me, shout out to Bento Box and all the Bob's Burger people. I got to go to one of their table readings once. They are all super nice people. And that show is super funny. The old legs and back are starting to get a little sore. And I literally haven't seen half of this yet. Oh boy, look at this. It's the mother. Look at all of these Disney pins. Literally thousands of them. Some common, some rare. They've got every kind of design and character you can think of. Ooh, and speaking of pins, that reminds me that we've got a new Random Land pin coming out April 1st. Look at it, it's glorious. Now that is a fun pin worth buying, and I am not biased in any way, of course. Oh no, not at all. Anywho. Wow, look at all the Funko Pops. What a crazy, wild success story. These little vinyl figures are everywhere. Seems like they've got a Funko Pop for everything now. Well, almost everything. Everything but me. How do we fix that? They probably won't make a pop of me. Maybe I can start my own knockoff company, Flunko Plot. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Look at all these inflatable weapons over here. It's awesome. Inflatable lightsabers, inflatable swords, inflatable axes. Ooh, that is awesome. And oh my gosh, what the heck? Flexi bricks. Flexible Lego style bricks. Okay, now that is a good idea. That is genius. Look at the way they flex. Wow. What the heck will they think of next? Oh my gosh, you guys. Do you know what this is? Ray's Sports Almanac. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. And it's only 75 bucks. These fools. It would be foolish not to buy it at 75 bucks, right? Because we could go back in time and make a fortune. Oh, but wait a minute. We don't have a time machine. Oh, then 75 bucks is a little out of my price range then. Oh, still want it though. Oh my gosh, look at that. The hoverboard, the flux capacitor, even the shoes. You've got it all. What's the Instagram?
It's Funko Pop Toys.
Funko Pop Toys on Instagram. Look for this stuff. Look for the Sports Almanac. Call me if you get your hands on a time machine. We can partner up. You know, place a couple of bets. Oh my gosh, they even have Wonka bars. Oh, and this this belongs in a museum. I want all of the things. So many good things. Oh. Kylo Ren. Hello, Kylo. Hey, I have a thought for you before you leave, really quick. Does the First Order have an HR department? Because you may want to look into therapy.
Absolutely not.
Okay, just a suggestion. Sorry, sir. Jeez, touchy. Mommy issues. And daddy issues. See, the thing is, you see characters from Star Wars all the time. But for some reason, what's far less common is characters from Star Trek. But look at this. There are Klingons here, and they're trying to lure us with candy. I'm sorry, sir. I don't trust this candy. My mom told me not to take candy from any Klingons. Is he reaching for a disruptor? He's reaching for a disruptor. He's gonna disrupt us. Oh, thank goodness we got away. And I think we've made it to the last big room to look at. Whoa, and look at all of the gaming festivities in here. Tabletop games, of course. Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, I think even. Yes, those guys right there are playing Uno. The only card game that I know how to play. I mean, I know how to lose blackjack, but that's another story. We've got over here an exploding kitchen's booth where they are handing people stuff out of this giant faux machine with puppets and humans inside. Sort of a Punch and Judy style vending machine where these people are pushing buttons on the front and purchasing Exploding Kitten's items. Look at that. Look how you put the money in. That's amazing. Wait for it. It's processing. Wait for it. Wait for it. And here comes her. Oh. She wants more money. More. Wait, turning. Oh, giving her some wings. Weird. Very cool idea, though. Whoa, hey, check this out. Sick replica weapons. Now, these are made out of foam. They don't actually fire. Better put it back. Good thing I didn't pick up the machine gun first. I guess I'm more of a sword guy. Dang, look at these. Wow, and look at Link's shield. Dude, they even have the Elite's energy swords from Halo. What they can't do these days. Ooh, what's going on over here? We got a whole row of people getting their caricatures done. Wow. Dang, look at how talented all these artists are over here, capturing all these people's likenesses in lightning speed. I knew they were a couple. I knew it! Suspicion confirmed! Maybe the Skywalker bloodline will continue after all. Oh, it is so much fun out here. So much fun, in fact. See what I did there? I love corny puns, just like this unicorn here. Man, there are a lot of really cool things out here. Like, where else do you come across stuff like this? How do you guys think I would look in this, huh? You're right, doesn't go with my eyes. Someday I'm gonna dress up as something in one of these conventions. I just always forget until the last second, and I am no good at constructing costumes. Good.
Oh, wait, I'm on vacation. Don't bother me.
Oh, the Emperor's on vacation. Shh, okay. You go, Your Majesty. You go. Sir, do you know where the bathroom is? What am I asking you? You know nothing, Jon Snow. You know nothing. See, here's a great costume right here. It's Kiki. Allie will be very jealous of this. She always wants to be Kiki for Halloween, and every year we run out of time. It's usually my fault. There, that is awesome. Oof, I'm getting what I call the flea market brain. I've only been in here for 3 hours, but I'm already so overstimulated. It's like my eyes and my brain can't process any more things. Whoa, this is something I can get behind, though. Check it out. The Hollywood Horror Museum has been an ongoing project for a while now. They're always at conventions like this with creative fundraising projects, usually in the form of fun photo ops, to raise money to build the Hollywood Horror Museum. Dude, this is a fun one. Oh my gosh. All work and no play made you a dull boy because you're not moving at all. This is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Allie is going to be really bummed out about missing this, but she's recovering from a similar type of wound that thing would make. Allie is going to be really bummed out about missing out on this fun pick. But you know what? She's got to recover. And I have a feeling you just do more damage. I'm going to leave you right there. Stay there. Oh, wow. They got this whole scene set up. Look at that. Room 237. And oh, a little hallway action. action here, complete with old photos. I forgot I bought Allie one of these photos once, but I never framed it up. Note to self, gotta get to work with that. See, I'm traumatized by Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. I keep thinking someone's gonna pop out of there. Mostly it's just this fun pic with the door. You can pick up the axe, get crazy, take a fun pic. I don't need that fun pic at the moment. I'm just more worried about Jack here. Alright, don't jack me up, get it? I am still not convinced that that thing is wax. Scary. I cannot wait until this project becomes real. That is going to be very fun to visit. Oh my gosh, it's Catwoman and the good Batman. That's the real Batman, everyone! The real one! That was the real Batman over there.
Oh,
Did
was
you
it?
see him? The real one! Hey, no whistling. No whistling here, sir. Okay, alright. Whoa, speaking of weapons, look at the size of this hall here. Look at all of these lightsabers. Each one of them handcrafted to perfection and fully armed and operational. Oh my gosh, I would love to own one of these. These are made out of real metal and real light. Oh, it burns. So many epic, insane designs. They're a little bit pricey, but when you pick them up and feel how solid they are, it honestly seems like the price is justified. Dude, look at all of these crazy sabers. Holy snap. Man, I would love to have one of these. Even the Last Jedi couldn't ruin Luke Skywalker for me. I mean, what can I say? I love Luke. Oh, okay. All I can say is it's a good thing that I don't have a lot of money on me, because otherwise I'd already be broke. There's just too much rad stuff here to do. What? What the heck? Check it out. It's the characters from that new movie, Missing Link. Look at that. They've set up a rad photo shoot with seriously epic costumes. They look just like they did in the trailer. By the way, if you haven't seen the trailer for Missing Link, it looks really good. I just love stop motion animation. Something about it. Look at this crazy photo op. I also love Bigfoot, so this movie is right up my alley. I'm looking forward to the movie, guys. It looks really good. You're looking very dapper, sir. And you are so tall in real life. A lot taller than that blurry footage I've seen online. See you later. Look at this over the garden wall cosplay. Oh, I wish I had some potatoes and molasses for you guys. You look awesome. Well, I think that's just about it. We've seen almost everything except for the stuff over here in the Artist Alley. This is where fans can meet, mix, and mingle with their favorite comic book artists. I'm sure there's a lot of very important, very cool, exciting people to see in this area. But as I can barely keep comic characters straight in my brain, I'm not even going to try to add comic book artists to the mix. It has, however, been super impressive just sort of cruising by and peeping at some of the amazing work these people are able to produce. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to think I could draw. Now I know, no, I can doodle. At best. It's all of these people who can draw. Alright, well, that is pretty much the end of the convention floor. But there's one last thing to look at we haven't seen yet. And I 100% saved the best for last. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, prepare to feast your eyes on this. Do you know what this is? Do you know what we're looking at? It's the 1989 Batmobile. For me and for everyone else my age, this is pretty much the Batmobile. Designed for the Tim Burton Batman movies by production designer Anton Furst. This was the living end when I was a kid. This was the one I had all the toys of. This is the one I drew pictures of in my Trapper Keeper. This is the one I wanted to grow up and drive around. Now this particular one sitting in here isn't a screen-used Batmobile, but it is one of the original Keaton-era cars built for the movie. Specifically, one of the ones used for publicity. So this is a real, a legit 1989 Batmobile. Now this particular one was brought here by the Peterson Automotive Museum. You know, the one up in LA. So I have actually seen this car before, I just realized. But the Batmobile is one of those sacred things in my life that no matter how many times I see it, I am blown away. Oh, also, by the way, they have this thing. You know, the Black Beauty from the Green Hornet TV show? You know, the one with Bruce Lee? And this car supposedly is screen used, which is pretty darn cool, but pales in comparison to the Batmobile. Speaking actually of Batmobiles and and the 1960s. I also love that 1960s George Barris Batmobile.
Almost equally as much as this one, but this one went out just a tad bit more.
Because this is the Batmobile I had the toy versions of and played with incessantly as a child.
As a matter of fact, I still got that toy in my house to this very day.
Oh yes, that is my childhood dream car right there, 100%.
Imagine we take that thing up to the lake, throw a couple of sleeping bags in the back. Someday, Jennifer. Someday.
Dude, I am not much of a rule breaker, but I have got to tell you guys, it is exceptionally tempting to reach out and touch this car.
I am using all of my self-control because I'm being watched.
There are guards posted all around, and I'm pretty sure they work for Batman, so
As much as I might want to lick or kiss the tip of the fender here,
I'm just gonna have to tear myself away.
from the 1989 Anton First Michael Keaton Tim Burton freaking Batmobile.
The last major and probably greatest movie car of the 80s.
Alright gang, well that's about as much con as I can handle.
I've been inside for weeks with Allie while she recovers from her surgery.
So let's just say I am no longer acclimated to this amount of stimulation.
I really want to thank you all for hanging out with me today.
Don't forget about the new pins coming April 1st and all the other sick merch.
And now that you've watched this whole thing, oh, it's stuck. It's stuck.
Still stuck.
And now that you've watched this whole thing,
You've done your duty.
it's time to go home.
And sleep well.
Where is he? Where is he? Oh, I can't miss this opportunity.
Mr. Connery, I just want to say, I'm a big fan. A very big fan.
You've done your duty.
You can go home and
Sleep well tonight. I am never washing this hand again. I met Sean Connery.
Blathering blatherskites, is that Gizmoduck? Oh my gosh, he's got a wheel. This is the greatest cosplay of a generation. That is amazing.
My mind.
Plus the real Batman. The real Batman is still here walking around. No one even knows. Not this one, the other one. That one. Wow, Jack, you're much taller in real life than I imagined you would be. It's the same height difference as me and my fiance. That's crazy. See you guys. So many cosplayers.
No way to see them all.
The real Batman! The real Batman! The Michael Keaton. Oh, he said it. You heard it right here.
That was the real Batman.
Whoa, look at X-Men.
Good old animated robe.
And there's another one over there.
I really hope there's an X-Men reboot. A really good one.
You know, not the X-Men movie we deserve, the one that we want. Oh my God, it's my old computer. It's been years. How you been doing?
Hi, how you doing? How's the family?
Oh wait, you know what?
I've got your kids right here, and they are beautiful. Beautiful. Nice to see you again. See you later, Matt.
Fumbled the line a little bit there. I couldn't help it.
I was so flustered. We haven't seen each other in ages.
Oh man, all of these are so great.
This was all so great, but where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Never spotted her once.
Wow. Apparently I've achieved super speed. Because it doesn't look like these guys are moving at all. They're moving in such slow motion. Slow motion. Wow, look at that. Look at this. Snow White just ran up to me and she wants to take a picture with me.
I knew it was just a matter of time. See, all I had to do was pretend like I wasn't interested, and Snow White would come around. Oh, what did you say? You have an Apple phone?
An Apple
phone. Poison, though, right?
No, not
Okay,
yet.
Cruella's laughing at you. Oh, she's mean. Wow, okay, here, fun pic. Yay, what a fun one!
Casey Jones and April O'Neil. Yes, you're back. I love it.
It's like a reunion. I'm here with all my old friends.
Dang, Dale's looking buff. These are the Chippendales. I see, I see. You know, it's coming to my attention that I need a bat suit. See, someone get me one of these bat suits somehow.
That's the day I cosplay.
All right.
I think that's it.
What are you waiting for?
Go home and
Sleep.
Okay, that is awesome. That is the Batman Extra Cool Edition. Look at that. Look at those sunglasses. Extra cool. Thank you, Batman. Go in peace. Whoa, turns out Super Cool Edition Batman is in a band. You just got even cooler, Batman. What the heck?
Hey, Kylo, can you tell me something? Why are you so angry? Have you ever thought about anger management? Does the First Order have HR? They might be able to set you up with a counselor. Just food for thought. Will you consider it?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Sorry.
Fair enough. You are the leader after all now. So, any hope of wiping out that Ray and those pesky little resistance fighters? Think you're going to get them this time? Because last time you totally failed. Please don't choke.